All right, man. I told y'all I was gonna get Legacy back, man. I got Legacy back. I'm as surprised as you. My guy, old man Lawrence, coming back in this for the first time since it feels like January, July. Um, NFL NFL playoffs start next weekend, man. Like they start next weekend. All right, the next episode is in 2 weeks, so this is literally the only time that there was to try to predict the NFL playoffs. And there's still games going on, man. So nothing is quite in stone. So let's start with the AFC because I think the AFC is more locked in. The Ravens are one, the Chiefs are two, New England is three, Houston's four, Buffalo's five, and then six is between Tennessee, and Tennessee is up 28-14. If they win, they're the sixth seed, and then the Steelers have a chance, but they're down 9 to the Ravens, who aren't even playing Lamar Jackson. And let's see.
Technically, the Raiders still have a shot too. If we lose and I think somebody else lose, Tennessee lose.
Yeah.
Is that right?
If the Raiders beat the Broncos, they're down 16-3. And
Crap.
yeah, if we beat Jacksonville, we're losing. Tennessee has to lose, and then the Steelers, I think, have to lose. The Raiders have a wild chance to sneak in. But I'm gonna say Tennessee goes to New England and gets blasted. So the 6th seed in the AFC doesn't even matter. I think Buffalo goes to Houston. I think they lose too, but it'll be way closer. And then
I can see Buffalo beat Houston though.
I could see Buffalo winning. I'm
can
not
see
sure
Tennessee
they will.
beating New England too. Because let's be real, New England ain't really good this year.
New England ain't even like New England. New England had the luck of like if you go back and look at New England's schedule. If you go back and look at their schedule, like them first 8 or 9 games.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like New England might have had the softest schedule of any team in the last 15 years this year, man.
Yeah. The first half of their schedule looked pretty pathetic. But I mean, hey, you got to win your games. So
yeah, I mean, you play the schedule how it's set up.
By the Miami Dolphins today, right?
Yeah, they lost. They're the 3rd seed. If they would have won, they would have been 2 and got a bye. But they're 3, so they're playing next weekend. They're playing whoever gets in between Tennessee, Pitt, and Oakland. And like I said, I assume it's going to be Tennessee because they're winning. All Tennessee has to do is win, and they're in the playoffs. And
I think Tennessee beats New England.
Okay,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think New England beats those other 2 teams, but I think they lose to Tennessee, man. Tennessee's been on fire.
Yeah, Tennessee's got a hell of a running game, and Tannehill's been surprised of the year, honestly.
Right.
And then so I got New England winning. I got Houston winning. That would send Houston to Baltimore. I think Baltimore wins. That would send New England to Kansas City. I think Kansas City wins. And then I think Baltimore beats Kansas City to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that Baltimore Kansas City game is tough because honestly, that's like a mirror match of a game, man. Like they both got them super athletic quarterbacks.
I think Baltimore won in Kansas City like week 5.
That's a hard game to call, man. That Kansas City Baltimore game is tough to call.
And if it comes down to those two in the championship game, I got to ride with Baltimore, man.
Yeah.
I just don't think he can contain Lamar Jackson. I think if you keep Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he's a pocket passer anyway. So, I mean, if you could get pressure up front and the DBs can cover up the receivers for longer than 2 or 3 seconds, I think you got a shot to beat Kansas City. I just don't think you have a shot to contain Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Because he can have off-game passing, and he's still going to go off for 120 yards on you rushing the ball.
I think they played in Kansas City before the Colts went into Kansas City and won. So Kansas City had to have won because we were the Chiefs' first loss.
Yeah, damn. We was happy as hell when we beat the Chiefs, man.
I swear,
I
was talking mad shit. So,
I say,
Mary, break down how you think the NFC plays out.
I say Baltimore beats Kansas City, but because they have a better defense.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
Kansas City got the best defense in the league like the past month, though.
Yeah, but Baltimore's defense the whole year is better than Kansas City. I think that game is a shootout game, and I think Baltimore get the stop before Kansas City stops them.
I don't know why I'm counterpointing, but whoever come into the playoffs the hottest, the strongest Kansas City defense is on lockdown the past month. They going into the playoffs like on that shutdown defense. Who cares what they did in October?
Yeah, okay, I hear you, but nobody's been hotter offensively than Baltimore
all season.
Period.
Yeah, for real.
All season.
Has he even had a bad game? I think he had maybe one game where you're like, okay, not a bad game. I don't think he
had a bad game like week 2 where they were blasting him that he couldn't pass. That was like, it was like week 2 or something where they were like, he's just athletic, he can't pass, blah blah blah. And ever since then, he's been crazy.
I think the Browns got a fluke win.
Remember a bad game.
I think the Browns got a fluke win against the Ravens real early in the season.
I think he threw a couple picks or something.
You know what I mean?
I think he threw a couple picks or something, and then ever since then, he's been crazy. Okay. So I'm gonna go with Baltimore because of the defense.
All right.
And let's not forget, man, Kansas City still got Andy Reid coaching him, and he's not been that successful in the playoffs at all.
You're right about that.
Right.
And John Harbaugh won a Super Bowl.
That's it.
True.
So on the NFC side is a little more shaky, man. Green Bay is locked into a bye, but they're not locked into a seed yet. New Orleans, San Francisco, and Seattle, I think, all have a chance at the other bye. And then Minnesota's locked into the 6th seed. And then based on the winner of the Eagles-Giants game, that the Eagles are up 2017 right now. If the Eagles win, they're the 4. And I think the Niners, the loser of Niners Seahawks will go to Philly. Or if the Giants win, the winner will go to Dallas.
Well, bro, we don't know what's going on in the NFC.
I swear.
We're a little too premature with this.
That's what I'm saying, though. There was no other time to talk about this. I think...
And the Giants are going to lose. The Eagles are going.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
Whoever, like that's what I'm saying though. Whoever wins, whoever loses tonight, Niners Seahawks, is gonna go into either Dallas or Philly and win. So, and then New Orleans. I think New Orleans needs home field advantage all the way through to make it to the Super Bowl, because I think the officials won't fuck it up this year. And I don't know yet.
Man, New Orleans. I think New Orleans being as good as they are with all the weapons they have, and them having a gripe with how the season ended last year, I don't really think it fucking matters. And they are on fire too, man. New Orleans all year. Like, you pick whatever kind of game you want. New Orleans have won them all.
Teddy Bridgewater. He ripped off 4-game winning streak, didn't he?
Yep.
I don't think they lost a game when he played.
Nah, they went undefeated with Teddy Bridgewater.
He probably got himself a contract because of that. I'm not even mad at him either. He balled out.
He definitely got a contract. He definitely earned him one. But I mean, think about it. Like, Drew Brees just broke like 2 records this year, and then
the Eagles just went up 10.
Their number 1 receiver just broke the record this year. Like,
yeah, he stole Marvin Harrison record.
All the weapons in the world, man.
We don't want to talk about Marvin Harrison record getting taken.
They got the coaching experience too. Yeah, New Orleans is sitting pretty. Man, honestly, I think it's going to come down to New Orleans and San Francisco. But the NFC is much tougher to me because I can honestly see Seattle winning it. I don't see Green Bay winning it because I don't. They just don't have any weapons in my opinion. If you ask me, I don't think Aaron Rodgers has been that good since he lost to prime Jordy Nelson. I don't want to sound like Aaron Rodgers' hater, but I think he's a little overrated, just slightly overrated. And honestly,
I agree with you.
I kind of see Minnesota getting hot and going on a win streak, kind of. But Kirk Cousins in primetime games is like, 0 for 9 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I guess he has a horrible primetime record.
That might just be Monday night.
Championship Sunday when he's playing in front of the whole world, you know what I mean? I don't think they can quite pull it off. I mean, but they got the running game. They got the defense. They definitely got the defense.
I think that's just Kirk Cousins' Monday night record.
Team, but I just don't know about Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. I think that's just his Monday night record, though.
I think Green Bay, I think they've had a good season, but I think in the playoffs, like, their defense is still suspect to me. You know what I mean? And, like you said, I still feel like Aaron Rodgers is a little overrated. Like I think he's great. You can't take that from him. But man, over the last 5-6 years, he's gotten credit when they've been good, but he has not gotten blame when they weren't. And it's not been different this year. Like they've won games, and he played bad. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where in the playoffs, I think it's going to be the same thing. They got a new coach, and I think that their defense is not good. So I think they're going to lose in the playoffs. I don't think Seattle's going to win it all specifically because Seattle's not going to win like shootout games. Like Seattle, just like they've been the last 5 years, they're not going to score a lot of points. They're going to keep you from scoring, and they're going to rely on that run game. And the teams they're going to play are like they're not going to beat New Orleans. They're not going to. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to beat the Rams in a shootout. They're not. They're just not going to happen. So
I agree with what you said. I think if they're successful in the playoffs, I don't think they'll put up a lot of points. But the part where I disagree with you is, I think if the game was on the line and I had to pick a quarterback from the NFC, Russell Wilson would be towards the top of my list.
All day.
Sure.
Russell Wilson is my favorite quarterback in football. So, man,
if the game was on the line, I think I put the hands. I mean, everybody's going to talk about the Super Bowl or whatever, but I'm telling you, man, if the game was on the line, I'd be hard-pressed to pick somebody over Russell Wilson.
All right, man, so
Russell Wilson is my favorite quarterback in football.
If the Niners win tonight, I think they're the 1 seed. If they're the 1 seed, I think they're going to the Super Bowl. That would put New Orleans in 3, and then I think Minnesota goes to New Orleans and loses, and then Seattle would go to Philly and win. Then that would send Seattle.
It's hard to get.
Fuck yeah! Like I'm forgetting who's gonna be what seed. Because Seattle
would get that blackboard down behind you, make a chart, bro.
Seattle would be the 3. I mean, New Orleans would be the 3. That would put Seattle all the way down to the 5. So they would be the lowest remaining seed. They would go to San Francisco where they've already won. And then New Orleans would go to Green Bay. And I don't know. For some reason, I don't see New Orleans winning in Green Bay. But I agree with everything y'all saying about their defense and no weapons and everything. So New Orleans could easily go to Green Bay and win. And then that Niners Seahawks game in the playoffs would be tough.
But
that's going to be the toughest game in football.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
But
it's going to be like going against the Ravens. It'd be a pick'em game. You know what I mean? I think it'd be a 50-50 game.
Right. I just don't see. I don't see New Orleans losing. I don't see Drew Brees and New Orleans losing to Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. I don't see that.
In Green Bay.
I don't see. But honestly, though, I don't see New Orleans losing at home. I really don't. If they somehow get home field advantage throughout the whole thing, I don't see them losing.
If Seattle wins tonight, I think New Orleans is the overall 1 seed in the NFC, and then I think New Orleans will go to the Super Bowl.
I damn near agree with you there. I don't see anybody going in that dome in Louisiana and beating New Orleans. I really don't, especially with what happened last year.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna get every flag. They're about to get all the penalties.
No question,
dude. But like Michael Thomas is the best receiver in football, man.
I don't think it's a debate, really.
Yeah,
he's the best receiver. So you got Drew Brees, arguably the best quarterback in football. You could argue it, right?
Yeah.
Then you got Sean Payton, who's championship pedigree, right? And then Michael Thomas. And I don't think he's always been the best receiver in football, but I think this year he solidified it as the best receiver in football.
Yep. I agree.
And then you can't question their running game. Their running game is just as good. They got good supporting receivers. The defense is pretty good. New Orleans is a problem this year.
They got big tight ends. They can all catch. Yeah, man. They got hella weapons on offense.
Man, so wrapping these wild ass uncoordinated predictions up because nothing's set in stone yet. My Super Bowl prediction, because I don't think the Niners are going to go into Seattle and win. My Super Bowl prediction is Baltimore, New Orleans. What y'all got?
That's what I got.
I really don't have a prediction as far as who's going to end up in the championship game. But who I'm rooting for, I'm definitely pulling for Baltimore, man. I don't know. I kind of became a low-key fan of Baltimore all year. My man Lamar Jackson was out there killing it. It just seemed like, I don't know, that locker room just seemed like it'd be fun as hell to be inside of it. So I'm pulling for Baltimore. And I can honestly see Baltimore going up against Saints, Seattle, or the Niners.
I think those are the three big NFC favorites.
If I can have what I wanted, it would be Seahawks. I would want the Seahawks coming out of the NFC.
That'd be fun.
If the Cowboys are not going to be there, which they're not.
Baltimore versus Seattle would be fun.
So.
Hey, we got 12 minutes of football, man. The Giants can pull it off and make a miracle for the Cowboys.
I don't know, man. The last 2 possessions have been horrible.
Well, man, we gonna come back, put a wrap on this episode, and talk about our 5 favorite hip hop albums of the year.